Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to this full moon pick a card episode of the show. Got a couple of things I want to do face to face, and then when we get into the piles, I'm going to put the camera down on the cards. But I thought you could just join me here. It's a cold weather day today. It got very cold, and I put on wool leggings, and I just put on a big favorite shirt. This is my Team Epiphany shirt. I actually stole this from my son and kind of cut it up, but I've got arm warmers on. I've got my hot chocolate and marshmallows. And I've got all the decks out today. So I thought the theme of this pick a card would be hot on the tails of the messages we got yesterday in the full moon energy update. And I'm not sure, many of you might not have had a chance to listen to that yet. But Spirit had us do some clearing and then pretty much brought in the overarching theme or the overarching energies for the next 6 months or so for us. But I wanted to dive into that a little bit deeper for each one of you with this pick a card. So I want you to think of a situation that is going on right now. The one that Spirit brought up is something you thought you would have manifested by now, that you are being told now it's going to take a little bit longer. So it could be that situation, could be something else. But I'm going to, as we always do here on the channel, inviting in all of our new and returning listeners and viewers, depending on where you're catching this. And you could be just listening to it on the podcast, that's fine. I want you to listen with your master ears. You don't necessarily have to see the cards. You just have to put on your listening spiritual senses to hear what's being said. I'm wrapping us all now in love light and light love, and inviting in the guides who are overlighting this show, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and the Pleiadians, to join us here. You may want to get yourself something to sip on. Here's what we got. We got all the decks. So together we're going to shuffle them out. Then I will flip the camera and we'll start going through the different piles. So there's going to be 3 piles. I want you to take a deep breath right now and just think about a situation that you need more clarity on. It could be the big one that we talked about in the full moon episode, or it could be something else. But this full moon is here to bring up and bring out truths that are being revealed, to give us more clarity and context about what's going on in our lives. So let's get our 3 piles going without further ado. I've got a lot of decks here. So first one we're going to draw from is Shaman's Drum. So what truths are being revealed for folks? What do people need to know? This is pile 1. Okay. Oh, we got a whole bunch of cards fall out for pile 1. I'm just going to kind of let them fall. I'm going to see what falls today. We're going to take whatever falls out. Spirit, we're going to take whatever falls out of the deck for each pile. Oh, wow. They wanted to throw out a bunch of cards there. Okay, this one. I just felt it falling. That's quite a bit of cards there for pile 2. Pile 3. What truths need to be revealed? What do folks need to know? This whole bunch wants to come off the top. Then we're going to go into Twin Hearts. So these are all of my decks. If you're new here, I use 90% of the decks I use are mine. They're all available at the Game Crafter. Links to everything I talk about on the show are in the show notes. Also got some specials going on right now for this month. If you want to book in with me for a Pleiadian pick-me-up session or multidimensional rainbow healing, channeling, light language activation, it's a little bit of everything in the longer session, then those are also in the show notes. All right, those didn't jump, but I feel like they want to come out. Pile 2, what truths are being revealed? Pile 3. That's quite a bit of cards. Okay, then we're going to do, trying to make them sit pretty on each other. We're going to use Bubble Bubble next. That's my deck as well. What do folks in pile 1 need to know? This one. Pile 2, what do folks in pile 3 need to know? There's a couple more. Wowee. What's next? All right, we're gonna shuffle my homemade deck, the Labyrinth of Dragonshire and Happenstance Oracle. They're kind of all combined. Pile 1, you are giving me, I'm gonna have to go. Pile 2, it's this one and this one. And pile 3. And Happy Cloud is next. This is also my deck. I'm gonna have to be like Liz Harrison on Guided by Angels and go. She gets piles and piles of cards and she goes through her readings very quickly. All right, what do folks in pile 1 need to know? Pile 2, it's more of a channeled, yeah, because that's just a lot of cards. Pile 3. Then I'm going to use TLC for the soul. This is also my deck. What do folks in pile 1 need to know? I can heal the magical Catahoula. She does not like being left out of this whole thing. Of course, if she was in this room, nothing would ever get done. And then we're going to throw a tarot card on top of it all. This is Modern Witch Tarot. The only deck in this thing that's not mine. What do folks in pile 1 need to know? What do folks in pile 2 need to know? Oh, that just flipped out right away. I'm not going to show you though what it was. And pile, oh, and those are jumpers. Okay, so we've got all the cards down. My goodness me. So this is pile 1. Look at that stack. Pile 2. Pile 3. On pile 1, they want me to put, these are the objects, at the Apple pencil on pile 1. Pile 2, they want me to put this blue stone, which is not a real tanzanite, but it has the energy and the color of a tanzanite crystal. Very much the pineal and third eye kind of upgrade, so kind of like an ascension stone. And then for pile 3, they want me to put this offering dish with this Mexican fire opal. That's pile 3. So take a deep breath, pick your pile. I'm going to shift the camera around and we're going to get into these readings. All right, friends, here we go. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. If you picked pile 1, I'm going to move these other piles off to the side. So get in touch with your situation again. We get a drink of hot chocolate. And we're going to go, this is the Apple pencil. So what clarity is coming? What truths are being revealed? Or what does pile 1 need to know about this situation? I'm going to start to lay them all out. So in the tarot, you have the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. Here's our Catahoula. Happy Cloud, you have that's not Happy Cloud. TLC for the soul, you have courage. Happy Cloud, you have angels watch over you and stay in your power. My homemade deck, you have relief is being offered. Do you accept it? I'm not going to try to show all of these, but that's what that one says. You have desire rises like snake. I'm laying them all out, and then we'll tell the story of what they're talking about, what clarity you need. Time to take stock, enter the cave. This is like a check-in kind of a card. The new moon. From Bubble Bubble, we have Get Creative. This is a big spread. Speak up for yourself. Honor your voice. From Twin Hearts, we have I Get Lost in Your Smile. And Will You Still Be There? Shaman's Drum, we've got 4 cards. We have Soul Sister, a special bond that transcends time and space. You support each other through the times that you find yourself alone. We have Canoe, new adventures await you and are ready for you to take charge of them. We have Great Spirit. Stop doing that. There is something greater that watches over us, ensuring all are safe. And we have Wampum. It's only as valuable as the energy and attention you place upon it. So what does Pile 1 need to know? Where do you want me to focus? Okay, so right away, I've lost something that I had. So that's important here. And I'm not finding it. And it should be like right here somewhere. So there's a sense of loss. Yesterday in our full moon episode, we did some grief tending, but it was like anger tending more than grief. And I feel like it's this almost the same story. And there's more than one thing going on in this pile, because when I got the Apple pencil, I was like, well, this is about creativity, which you do have to get creative. But this is something that you've been working on for quite some time now. It's finding this balance between giving and receiving. And the way I read upside down cards or reversals is like that's the significator of the whole entire reading. So the 6 of Pentacles, the giving and receiving. And upside down, like this box is bigger, which to me, it's hard to tell which one is the give. Well, wait a minute. This is the typically the feminine side. Giving too much and not allowing yourself to receive enough. Because this little box is smaller. So you've got a lot of guides looking out for you. This is like the best card in the Happy Cloud deck. The angels watch over you. But you're having trouble like receiving guidance. And it's because you're not always in a receptive mode. You're always more like in a giving mode. And so this peace card is like you're not at peace enough in your mind. And they're saying in your heart, because of this kind of grief. There's some other stuff, this grief stuff, that's kind of clouding your ability to receive the messages that you need to hear. And it sounds more like your kind of energy is being diverted to some places where it maybe shouldn't be focused so much on right now. So this, will you still be there? And I get lost in your smile. These are from the Twin Hearts deck. So this is always a deck about, typically about partnerships, usually romantic partnerships, although it doesn't have to be. But I feel like your mind is kind of elsewhere, like thinking about a particular relationship, when really it needs to be focused on, the Spirit saying, getting the job done, hence this pencil. Now, Spirit is coming in strong. This is like one of my favorite cards to get because it's like relief is being offered. Do you accept it? And it's like, if you just simply reach out and say, yes, Spirit. And in this case, they're pointing me to, we don't typically look very often at this, but connecting the dots was a big thing in yesterday's energy update. But they're pointing me to and you can scroll back, like it's the episode right before this in the podcast, if you're listening to this as a podcast. And I know you guys can't, if you're listening, you can't see all the cards, but you can hear what I'm saying. You can get the same messages, and use your own master eyes and your third eye to sense or see what's being said. But connecting the dots was a big thing yesterday. So they're pointing me the dots. So the dots can connect, but you're not like getting all the information you need. And Spirit's saying they are here, they're watching over you, they want to help you. And usually when we get this card and they're asking you, relief is being offered, do you accept it? As long as you say like, sure, I accept whatever you want to show me, then right away messages start coming in various forms. It could be your social media feed, it could be something you see outside. Let me take a look at these two cards. Now this is interesting because this is a different card than yesterday. We focused a lot on these three dots, but the three dots are in this card too. Desire rises towards connecting the dots between something, and these two are kind of sequential. This is 19 and 20. So if you can take time, a little bit of time out to get out of your head and into your heart, then what you need to do and the messages you need to have to move forward are going to come to you. Hence this desire rises. It's like a snake card, like desire rises, and you're going to start getting more information. And then Spirit's saying by the new moon in Sagittarius, you'll know, and that's like on December the 4th, you'll know exactly what needs to be done or what needs to happen. There's some little secondary messages here too. Great Spirit, that's obvious. Like that goes along with the Angels Watch Over You card. It's just, this card brings me comfort. Like there is something greater that watches over us all, ensuring all are safe. Along with Angels Watch Over You. So your guides are here. Your guides know that you're dealing with some alternate situations that are taking your mind off of what's going on right now. But again, it goes back to this wampum card. Like it is only as valuable as the energy and attention you place upon it. So if you kind of take your mind and your energy and your focus off of these other situations that you don't have any control over right now, because I think that's part of it is you're a little discombobulated because these situations have to do with something out of your control, but you're trying to control it by putting energy upon it. They're pointing me to, will you still be there? Or is this person still going to be around? And then there's this fear, I think, like if I take my mind and my attention off of kind of worrying about this, is this person or this situation, like, is this still going to be there if I don't focus on it? And it's like, yes, have courage, have faith. It's actually going to be better once you take your attention off of it. For some of you, it seems like this does involve like not a romantic relationship, but more of a soul partnership. Not necessarily a biological family member, but it may have to do with a soul sister or soul brother. And there are new things waiting for you. It's like you just can't see them right now because you're wrapped up in this other situation. So the biggest thing for you is you've got to get back into balance. You've got to get your mind off of some stuff that you have no control over. You know the things you don't have. You don't have control over other people. You don't have control over outside circumstances. If it's something in your, they're saying it's in your, like if it's something in your Akash, so typically that's like a destiny point on your soul's blueprint. A new relationship starting, like bigger things, like a career path change. They're saying possibly like a new addition to the family. There's only so much you can control about those situations. And outside of that, it's best if you release control and let your guides, Great Spirit, the angels, give that all to them. They know what they're doing. Their job is to help you get to those points on your destiny plan, on your soul's blueprint. Your job right now is to take control of what you can control, and that is yourself. And then they're pointing me to this last card, which is speak up for yourself and honor your voice, and to do it creatively. So, and hence back to the apple pen. So it sounds like the best medicine, quote unquote, medicine for you right now is for you to take some time out, some much needed time out away from your thoughts and concerns about stuff you can't control. Get clear on what's next for you. It could be a hobby. It could be just some creative work. It could be teaming up with a soul sister. So I think there's many people going to be watching this because we've got a lot of kind of diversified messages, but it could be teaming up with a soul sister and doing some creative work together, or a soul brother. It doesn't have to be a sister, but so it speaks to your, like your soul's purpose, you right now. And don't worry about these other folks that you don't have control over. Whatever needs to happen or whatever's going to come to pass, it's already a part of your Akash, or it's already a part of your soul's blueprint. Spirit is working behind the scenes. They're working on that for you. So you can kind of set that aside for now, release those burdens, come back into a state of balance about thinking about it. Accept the relief that's being offered, which is all the messages and guidance that's going to come through once you put your mind back on things that you can control. And that's, it sounds like easier said than done, but with a little bit of focused effort, a little bit of courage, you can do this. You can make this little bit of a shift, take your mind off of, and you've heard, and it sounds like Abraham Hicks and Esther are coming in, Esther Hicks and Abraham are coming into this reading right now saying, you know, we always say, like, if you go too specific and it starts not feeling good to you, then the best thing to do next is go general. And so on these things that you've been putting too much focus on, you need to pull your energy back from that. And you need to, those are things outside of your control. Let Spirit do that work and focus on the things that you can control, and get going on some of these items from your soul journey that you can start taking care of now. And it sounds like with the the new moon, whatever new moon is coming up next, depending on when you listen to this is timeless, then with the next new moon coming up, that you'll have the clarity and all the steps and all the information you need to move forward. So that is all for pile 1, and I'm going to end this reading here. And if you feel like you need to listen to the other piles, then I'll see you over there. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Take care. Hello, pile 2. So my pile 2 people are my little blue tanzanite looking third eye-ish pineal gland stone here. So we're going to lay out all the cards, and then we're going to weave the story around what it is, what clarity is coming, or what you most need to know right now about the situation that you're asking about. So your oracle card is the Devil. Now, it didn't come out in reverse. It flew out upright, but it's coming out reverse now, so I'm going to leave it like that. So reverse cards are significators for me. I read them as the exclamation point of the reading, so the thing that we most need to be aware of or take note of. That's how I read reversals. The next card we have is Union. Could be a union with another person, like a divine counterpart, but it could also be the union of divine masculine, divine feminine within yourself. Let's see what other cards come out to support that. Happy Cloud, we got 4 cards. So you got Care, tell someone you love them, but this is usually my self-care card. So let's see. Then we got Stay, time to retreat. Power, you are strong. And Right, release the need to be right. Oh, this is very interesting. This is all different cards than pile 1, but it feels like very much a similar message to pile 1. So maybe some of my pile 1 people are coming over here. From my personal deck, we got T. Yeah, this is everything around you is upgrading. Everything is upgrading within and around you. Get ready. And we got E. It's not over till it's over. Or is it? Only the heart knows. This is usually people coming back that you thought were You thought we're gone. From Bubble, we got You Already Know What to Do. From the Twin Hearts deck, we got 2 cards. One of them is You're All I've Ever Wanted. And the other one is a quote from one of my books. Oh, it's funny because Reiki and Rock is right here. Oh, what is that? My card on fire. Reiki and Rock, my book, is right here. But the quote is, the card is Karmic Bonds. So this is a card about karmic relationships rather than a twin heart, because I have other quotes that are twin flame. It's different. Then Jenny saw someone she never expected to see come out on the balcony wrapped in a silk sheet. Hi, Jenny, Alejandro said, waving to her. It's a great day, isn't it? Jenny, Jade, and Alejandro in Reiki and Rock. I'll be expanding on that. And then we got 3 cards from Shaman's Drum. We got Woman, Sister, Teacher, She Who Loves Me. This deck is so Truth. When you are true to your heart, then no one can sway you. And Horse Clan. When Horse arrives, you are being guided to work with your allies. You are asked to heed the call and embrace a new freedom. We got this. We've been getting the Freedom card a lot. All right, so what do folks need to know about this situation? So the Devil in reverse and the Karmic Bonds card are really standing out. Now, in this particular quote, because they want me to go here, and it's kind of an orangey card, so it's like a sacral card. And the colors of the card are also significant in all of my decks. Usually they're chakra colors, or everything in the decks is part of something that needs to be paid attention to. But in this scenario, Jenny's just Jade's friend. They kind of Jenny lives on Jade's property in Malibu. And she is coming home and she finds Alejandro, who is the personal bodyguard / personal assistant of Jade, who is our rock star, our kind of one of our lead people in the book. Jade and Alejandro have spent the night together. And this relationship between the two of them is kind of this on again, off again, kind of deep, soul brother, soul sister love, that they get a little confused sometimes and turn it into something it's not supposed to be. They turn it into this physical relationship. It's very, very intense between the two of them. But what they always realize, because this is not the first time this has happened, where he's all in, they're saying. So this is definitely a message for somebody. He's all in. Alejandro, the bodyguard, is all in to Jade. He really loves her. But again, he kind of has it's more like a soul brother love that gets confused, because he also has a partner not on the side. He has a partner who he also loves. And his partner and him live together and all of that. But when Alejandro's not with his partner, when he's working with Jade, their relationship is very muddied waters to them. They can get a little bit confused about what it really is that's happening here. And whenever they do this, so they spend the night together, and then they end up in the book, they go on a vacation together and spend even more time together. And then it all comes out in the end, he's kind of what am I doing? I'm supposed to be with my boyfriend or whatever. I can't remember his name right now, the partner. And Jade's what am I doing? I really love Rob, who's the other main character in the story. Why am I doing this to Alejandro? Then there's a lot of hurt that happens. Alejandro's heart gets really hurt, because he really was kind of well, Jade, if you love me like you say you do, then I'm all into you too. And he was even willing to give up the partner and be with Jade. And what happens is she pretty much breaks his heart, because she ends up, Rob, who is supposed to be her divine counterpart, she ends up, going with Rob. So something's going on here with third-party situations in this particular reading. Yeah, you already know what to do. And I think the thing that kind of is a sticking point is this truth. When you are true to your heart, then no one can sway you. So this devil energy comes into these types of situations. So this is the truth being revealed. It's kind of like these muddied waters in this like third party situation where you think that you really are falling for someone, but you're not falling for them for the right reasons. You're being led astray. Yeah, you're being led astray by, yeah, okay. So Dee at Conscious Evolution Journey just did a reading the other day about spiritual flames. So rather than call it twin flames, because that gets really confusing, spiritual flame is like a partner, a divine counterpart, who is just as balanced in their spirituality and in their soul purpose and mission and all of their ascension work and healing work. Like they're just as balanced as you are. We're going to call those spiritual flames because I like the way she talked about it. And when those two types of people come into union, it's very high vibrational, and it has a what others call twin flame energy. Not this person that we think is our twin flame, not that term that's kind of being used, not always used correctly, but it's a perfect balance of divine masculine and divine feminine in each person coming together, so that it's a relationship that's based on mutual love, mutual respect, unconditional love. There's no codependency. There's none of this like ghosting and I'm not ready for you yet and karmic partners and I don't know what to do because I'm torn between this, that, and the other. I mean, these two people are ready for each other. Spiritual flames. This is not that. This Alejandra Jade thing feels, when the energy comes in, like when I wrote the book, it feels really good. It feels very loving, but the passion behind it, the way that Dee explained it was really good too, because she said, these relationships that we think are our spiritual flame and that really aren't, come in very strong and hit you hard in the sacral chakra. They're very sexual, and there's this almost unrelenting feeling of like it overpowers you in a sense. And it's like that for a reason, because you're supposed to be drawn to this person so that you can learn all these spiritual lessons, like a catalyst type of a relationship. But they're not your spiritual flame. And it can be very hard because you think that this is a heart-based relationship. But if you really pull back, if you really pull back from it, if you're really honest with yourself, this goes back to release the need to be right. If you're really honest with yourself, that's not what this is. And it is this feeling of you're all I've ever wanted, but it's kind of an unhealthy, like you're all I've ever wanted. It's, and it feels like there is this energy coming out right now of this clarity and awareness for folks starting to wake up to the fact that I'm going to link her reading too, because if you are interested, I want you to kind of hear the way she explains it as well. But there's this energy about right now kind of helping people wake up to the fact that some of the partnerships that you're in, these karmic relationships and catalyst type relationships, waking up to the truth of what they really are. And I've been through this myself too. I can totally explain it and totally know where this is going. I completely understand the energy now between one versus the other. I have a lot of experience dealing with this. Waking up to the fact that that's and being able to have the power to pull back and pull out of these relationships. These relationships are not only karmic bonds, they're karmic loops. So you may note it may feel really good on the sexual side of things, But you'll realize that you're looping. It's the same type of relationship you've had with maybe others in this lifetime, and probably these same souls in other lifetimes that just keep coming back around and around and around and never seem to resolve themselves because one or the other person can't seem to break the cycle. So if you're the light warrior, if you're the, we talked about being the bigger person yesterday in the full moon reading, which you can also go back and listen to if you feel called. But if you're the bigger person, if you're the light warrior, the light worker, if you're the upgrading person, and this is part of a spiritual upgrade, to get into this point of this stillness, because you may have to kind of go into stillness and really be honest with yourself, really think about this, to pull back from these relationships and to realize them for what they really are. Man, I could do a whole show on this, and maybe I should. Maybe I should come back and do this. But once you have the courage, to break free from this relationship, this is power. You are strong, and you already know what to do. All solar plexus. Once you have the courage to say, this is not what I want. I don't want to continue to loop with this person. This doesn't feel good. It's a relationship that does not feel good because there's power plays going on. And the continued power plays take you in and out of, like, 1 minute you're on a high because this person's all up in your reality with this, like, you're all I've ever wanted. And then the next minute you're on a low because they pull back, and it makes you feel sad because you're like, is this over again? And all you have to do is ask your guides to help you release this relationship, that you're willing to let it go for something more balanced with who you really are now. More of this. You want your person to see you, and it doesn't have to be like a woman, but this is a divine feminine energy, but you want your person to see you. So let's say, as it is an example where you are the female in the relationship and there is a male party who is, or another female, doesn't really matter, who's treating you in a way that doesn't feel good. You want someone that treats you like this, like, okay, you're my one, you're my sister, you're my teacher, you're the one who loves me and I love you. It needs to be more balanced, and you're not going to be able to upgrade much further as your soul until you learn these lessons and break these bonds. And once you finally say, like, okay, angels or guides, I want you to remove this person from my reality because I want something better than this. You have a huge release in your solar plexus and your sacral chakra from making that decision, and ultimately you feel this immense sense of freedom, because what you're doing is, yes, you're opening it up now for something better to come in, but you're also breaking karmic bonds that have been around for lifetimes. And once you make that choice, it just shifts everything. It shifts everything, and it puts you on a trajectory to what you really want, which is the greatest act of self-love you can do for yourself, not putting yourself through these situations anymore. So that is all we have, friend, for pile 2. If this is where you are left off, if there's no other piles you need to see, then I want to thank you for joining me. Otherwise, I'm moving on to pile 3, and maybe I will see you again there. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Hello, pile 3 friends. You had the offering bowl with the Mexican fire opal stone. So let's move that. Let's lay your cards out. We're going to lay them all out. You have quite a little stack of cards, so we've been laying them all out and telling the story. You may just be coming to pile 3, or you may be somebody who's already watched maybe another pile. You've got 3 tarot cards. You have the 7 of Wands, and these 2 cards in reverse, the 6 of Swords and the Star. So the reversals are usually the significators. That's how I read reversals, as the most significant part of the reading, having to do, in this case, with the Star card and the Six of Swords. So leaving some conflict behind. Let's get them all out on the table. We've got Oneness from the TLC for the Soul deck, and then we'll tell the story. From Happy Cloud, we have Inspired, you have what it takes, keep going, and forever, this love is special. From my hand-drawn deck, you've got 3 cards. You've got First Quarter Moon, number 5. You've got the A, which is all is not as it seems. Illusions surround you. Wait. It's a card number 7. And you've got this card, within the power of the trees lies the secrets to all you need. From Bubble Bubble, you have 3 cards. I'm seeing a theme of threes in a sense, because there's a lot of decks with 3 cards coming out. From Bubble Bubble, you got the same thing. There are messages for you outside in the wild, so that's twice a message about the outdoors. You got Love Spell, time to call in new love, and the Ocean card, which is a story card, which is Garrett loved to go swimming down at the old boathouse after his wife had gone to bed. He imagined himself as an old sea captain who had been lured there on his boat by the sirens. There was magic afoot at the old boathouse. Many a sea traveler had been shipwrecked there since who knows how long. There was even talk of buried treasure. You got quite a few cards from Twin Hearts. You got 4 cards. So love will always find a way. Oh, there's a lot going on here. You got karmic entanglement. It was as if she had been in some strange trance, and this rose on the back of her neck, burning into her, had woken her up somehow. Pamela in The Stallion Returns. So this is quotes from my books, some of my books. You got, don't give up on us, baby. I'll make all the wrongs seem right. And then you have Twin Hearts. Abigail couldn't contain her excitement. She was going on a picnic with the Dakar, and not to just any old place. They were going to Brighty Isle. This is from my book, Brighty Isle, Bringers of the Light. There is so much going on in this reading. And then you got 3 cards from Shaman's Drum. You got Soul Friend. In times of strain, you can begin again. A dear friend supports you in your time of need. I already know where this is going. Quest. All great warriors must take time out to listen. And slow. By taking your time, you will enjoy more. Pile 2 and Pile 3 seem very similar to me. I said that about Pile 1 and Pile 2, but Pile 1, I shouldn't say it, but Pile 1 seemed more soul mission related, and Pile 2 and Pile 3 are very much relationship based. So where do you guys want me to start? So moving away from something that's a conflict, and the cards are giving me 2 types of relationships going on here. They're giving me a Twin Hearts, which is like a divine counterpart energy. So Abigail and Dakar are divine counterparts. In this particular story, they were, so divine counterparts to me is a romantic based relationship. That's just how I see it. And over the winter months, they kind of grew apart a little bit. Not that they like broke up or anything like that, but they just kind of were doing their own thing. And they, spring came and Dakar was like, I really need to get back in touch with my woman. And so he sets up this fun little picnic on Brighty Isle, which is just a rowboat's ride away from where they live on Rockaway Point. So this is all my Bringers of the Light books. And so Abigail was really excited because she wanted to hang out with Dakar. She felt like they had kind of, not been in contact as much either. And she wanted to spend more time with him, which is they spending time outdoors together kind of really ended up reviving their relationship. So when they went to Brighty Isle, they met all these spirits of Brighty Isle and they had kind of a little fun time. And they got some new bringers of the light assignments. So this feels very much like divine counterparts. Yeah, this feels like an existing relationship. This spread feels like an existing relationship between two people who are pretty balanced in your spirituality, in all the healing that you've done, but maybe you have just kind of grown apart a little bit. You feel like you're growing apart a little bit, and it's not. So it feels like there's this conflict that's pulling you apart, but it's really not that. It's other things. So it's other things. So they're pointing me to this karmic entanglement. This is a quote from another one of my books, The Stallion Returns. And this card is green, so the colors of all the cards are significant. This is like heart chakra based. But it was as if she had been in some strange trance. And this thing, this rose on the back of her neck burning into her, had woken her up somehow. This is about a stigmata. So has different connotations depending on how you look at it. All of them about kind of the divine, God, source, whatever, coming in, spirit coming in to help out in this case. This stigmata showed up on the back of Pamela's neck, and she was in a place with someone she wasn't supposed to be with, in a karmic type of entanglement with this person. Like, it was just this one night standish kind of thing. And maybe that's what's coming up here. But the stigmata showed up. Number one, it scared off the one night stand person. And number two, it brought her divine counterpart back to her. And she realized after the fact that this love between her and the divine counterpart were so deeply spiritual. You know, she didn't even know. It was like something had come over her and she didn't even know how she had ended up in this like situation that she shouldn't have been in. Now they're taking me back to don't give up on us, baby. I'll make all the wrongs seem right. So there is great love. Yeah, this person, whoever this person is in your relationship, is like more than just a romantic partner. They're like your soul friend. They're like your one. But maybe it just feels like life's been going kind of fast. You haven't had as much time for each other as you normally do. So your mind kind of starts to wander like, well, maybe this isn't what it's supposed to be. Maybe I'm second guessing this relationship. And Spirit's like, no, all is not as it seems. Illusions surround you. Wait. This is another 7. So whatever this conflict is that is around you with the 7 of Wands, Spirit's saying that is all an illusion, that is not a sign that you and your partner are supposed to be apart. If anything, this thing that's happening is bringing you closer together, which is what happened in this story. She did go and have her thing and all that, but ultimately it brought her and Edgar, her divine counterpart, closer together. So the other advice that Spirit's offering you is, obviously, if it's a love-based relationship, not a sexual encounter, or not something that's not even like work. Like, it could just be, you know, both of you were working really hard on your purpose, on your mission, and you just have felt apart a little bit more. But you always will find your way back to each other, which again, they just keep showing me, like, back to this card. Like, you always will find your way back to each other because love will always find a way. First quarter moon is an action-oriented card. And this ocean card is also about bringing more magic into your life to where you don't feel like something's necessarily missing. Because even though you're working from a very high vibe with this partnership, with this relationship, this divine counterpart one, you know, we're all one and all of that, It doesn't mean that you're constantly having to like hang with this person. Like, you're at a point in your spirituality and in your soul's growth that you know that you can have a life and hobbies and stuff kind of separate from this person and still have the relationship with this person. It's finding a healthy balance. So the love spell is all about like coming back. It's like these three, like, don't give up on us. This is another one, like, don't give up on us. I'll make all the wrong seem right. Your person is willing to work with you on whatever this is. And it's bringing magic back into your life. Just like Brighty Isle, they went on this little picnic and they met like all these magical friends, and they brought like the spark back into their relationship and renewed them. And the same thing here, though, they don't always have to be together. Like in this case, this little story card, Garrett, he liked to go, his wife goes to bed and he goes around and he has his own adventures and daydreams and things that he's working on. And that's what you're being asked to do, is to, yes, you're one, but you're also one, you're within yourself, and you have to not blur the lines sometimes. So it feels like, it feels almost like two scenarios. One is people spending too much time together, that yes, the love is very special, but you need to find your own hobbies and things that you can do apart from each other. Even though Spirit is acknowledging like this is a special relationship, it is your divine counterpart or your spiritual flame, it doesn't mean that you don't like have your own things that you do. And you're being asked to like take stock, take a little bit of time out, listen, and come back into yourself and start doing some things that you really enjoy for yourself as well as you and your partner. The other scenario it seems like is happening here is people like not spending enough time together, and maybe thinking like, oh, there's some conflict going on. I don't know where that card went. There's some conflict going on, and so maybe this person isn't my one. And for that one, it's like the opposite advice. Like you've kind of grown apart because you're spending too much time apart, and now you need to come back together. So whichever one this is, you'll know which one is for you. There's that card. And you are the significator of the whole thing. You are the star. You've got all the spiritual tools. The spiritual guidance is coming to you if you just take some time out to listen, to move beyond what's happening here, and to get past whatever's going on. So I would say if it's the two people that are not spending enough time together, then you guys need to take some time out, get outside and do some stuff in nature, in the outside world, that will bring you closer together. And if it's you're the people that are spending too much time together, then you need to take a little bit of time out, spend a little bit more time by yourself, thinking about what you also want in life, because you're your own biggest soul friend. You should be. And your relationship's not going to go anywhere if you decide to like go down to the boathouse at night when your partner's asleep and go have some magical adventure. It's not going to change anything between you two, because this bond is strong. So that is all that Spirit wanted you to know. I'm going to end your reading here, and I'm glad you joined me, and I will see you again soon. Take care.